Hello everyone, today we will keep going on chapter 12, tutorial 1, and we are going to keep making the part. And today in the video I am going to show you how to make the clamping plate, which is this part, as well as the base plate, this part, and a jaw screw, which is a bar, has a hole on it, and also a screw bar. So let's take a look what they are. So base plate and the clamping plate. So if we go back to the previous picture, so the base plate and the clamping plate, so they're actually all under the vice jaw. So we made a vice jaw before, so they're the pieces that under the vice jaw, so two pieces. And also for this part, the jaw screw, so which is this part, is going to be here. So this is the jaw screw, and also a screw bar, which is the bar here. So we are going to make this 4 parts. And let's go to SolidWorks and get the part started. So first of all, we are going to make this part, the clamping plate. So let's go to SolidWorks and create a new one, a new part, say OK. And check the units, looks right to me. And let's go to sketch. And I am going to select the top plane to make this part. So I select the top plane, and I'm going to make a square first. So I am going to make my origin as the one corner of the rectangle, and going to put it here. And now let's look at the dimension of the part. So it's actually 32 times 32, and let's put that there. Look about dimension, this is 32, and the other is 32 as well. And the part is fully defined. Now let's save the work, say OK, and save the work. And let's call this as clamping plate. Save it. And now let's do an extrusion of this part, and the thickness is going to be 7. So we go to features and select the sketch one first, and do extruded boss or base, and do the extrusion, put the thickness as 7, say OK. And this is the extrusion. And now we are going to make this 2 holes. So the dimensions or specification of the hole is here. Looks like this is a countersink because it has this symbol here. So let's go ahead and make those holes. And the drill dimension is going to be 6.4 as the diameter, and the above part is going to be 12.6, and it's asymmetric with the head angle 90 degrees. So let's go here, make a hole wizard, and make a hose. It's going to be countersink, like we said, so we select this one, countersink, and go to asymmetric. And we have 3 options for this. So if we take a look at our screws, okay, so our screws here looks like it's a flat height one because it's flat here of the slot. So let's go ahead and do the flat head screw instead of the other 2. And the specification, so the diameter is drill diameter is 6 because the hole is 6.4, so I assume the drill is 6, and the above part is 12.6. So let's put the dimensions there. So I select M6, okay, M6, and I'm going to show custom sizing, and the top one, so the bottom one here we just said it's 6.4, so we put a 6.4 here, and the height one is 12.6. It's exactly 12.6, and with the height here 90 degrees. And we go to positions tab and pick up the surface. Let's pick the top surface and make 2 holes on the top. And now we are going to dimension. So let's look at the dimension of them. So it's 16, 8, 16. Okay, so let's go back here. So dimension from here to here is going to be 8. And here to here is 16. And from here to the edge it's 16 as well. And from this point to the edge is 16. So everything is black and fully defined. Say OK. And say OK for the holes. And now we made this part. And just give a good view and save it for future use and save the work. Now let's make the next part, which is a base plate. So it's a rectangle, then we extrude that and make holes. And it's 144 times 20. So let's go to SolidWorks and start a new one, a new part, say OK. And the units is right as well. So I am going to go to sketch, and I'm going to make it on the top plane as well. And I'm do a rectangle, is about this size, and I'm going to dimension them. So this one is 144, and the height is 20. And put it in the middle, and I'm going to extrude the part. And let's look at the thickness. It's going to be 6, so I'm going to extrude the part. Oh, this part is still here. Let me close it. So say OK for the dimension, go back to features, select the sketch. Before we do that, let's save the work first. So go to files and save it, and we name it as base plate. And save it. And let's do extruded boss, and extrude that as 6 as the thickness, and say OK for that, and save the work. And now we are going to go back and make 2 holes, and the specifications of the 2 holes are here as well. And from the side view, looks like they are countersink holes as well, and this is a symbol for countersink. So let's go ahead and make this hole. So those 2 holes, the drill is going to be 6.4, and the height is 12.6, and it's 90 degrees. So let's go ahead and make that. So I'll go to hole wizard and hole, and select countersink and symmetric flat height screw. They're all right. And I am going to do the, oh, it's actually the same size as the last one. Yeah, they're exactly the same thing, except the dimensions. So 6.4, 12.6, 90 degrees, and go to position, select the top surface, and place the holes here. And we're going to dimension them. Let's see, the dimension is 38, 70, and 10. So let's go back here. Dimension from the edge to the center is 38, and from center to center is 70, and from the center to this edge is 10, and same thing for the other one. From here to the edge is 10, and say OK, and say OK for the hole. So they are both black, and save the work and double check. Yeah, they're all fully defined, then we're good. And this is this part. Let's save the work. And next thing, we're going to create another one. So close this part. And next part, we're going to create the jaw screw, which is this part. And for this part, I am going to only draw the half of that, and then I revolve. Okay, I revolve, and then I'm going to put holes on it. So this is the plan. Let's go ahead and draw this part. So there are a lot of dimensions. But first, I'll go to SolidWorks, create a new part, and say OK. In units is right, then go to sketch, select the plane. So I'm going to create on the front plane, and you could do it on the top plane as well. It's up to you. And I am going to start making the part. So I am going to make my center, my origin on this side. So from here, it's up to you. You can put in anywhere. And I am going to make the contour of the part. So I only draw half of that, like I said. Diameters is slightly different. So make sure you don't make these two lines line it up, because the diameters of this and that is slightly different. One is 18, another is 16. So, okay, I need to start a new line again. And go straight. And go down a little bit. And also don't recognize any center point, because none of them are center point. If you do, then you will have to delete it later. Go here, one step down, and another step. Then going up. They're pretty small. I probably have some relations there already, and I'm going to delete them later if they're not supposed to be there. And now it's a closed ship. Now let's put the dimensions on. Oh, before we do that, let's save the work first. So save, and we name this part as jaw screw. Jaw screw. Let's say OK, save it. Now let's dimension it. So the diameter is 18, so half of that is going to be 9. So smarter dimension, this part is supposed to be 9. And holes, let's ignore that first. The diameter on this side is 12, so it's 6 of each. And the next one is 4, so let's put a 6 and a 4 there. So 6 for this one, and 4 for this one, and 9 for this one. Oops, shape is changed a little bit, so let's drag it back. Okay. And let's go back to the part, and 6 for this one. Go to smart dimension, this part is going to be 6. And this part is 16. And this part is probably 12 as well, I assume. So part of this is 6. Let's do this. It's 6 and 8. So let's go back here. This is 6. And this one is 8. So once again, if it says already found, it means you have some relations in. So check your relations. So delete the unnecessary relations. And let's go back here. The length here is going to be 82. And the overall, okay, let's put 82 first. See what's gonna happen. Okay, move it to the other side. So let's drag this back. See if we can. Okay. Drag this point back here, and drag this point here. Drag this back here, and drag this back here. Okay, this part is messed up again, so let's drag this point until it looks right. Okay, so we went to normal. So if yours went to some strange shape, then just drag them away because they are still blue, so you can change any dimensions. And this part is 24, so let's put this as well. So this part, so go to smart dimension, this part is 24. Okay, the shape changed again, so let's drag this back there and save the work. And the overall dimension is 138, and this part it says 10 times diameter 12. So diameter is going to be 12, which half of that is going to be 6, and 10. I assume this part is going to be 10 here. So let's put this dimensions 10 here, and 6 for this part, and 138 for the overall. So let's go back here. So the overall dimension is 138. And the diameter here to here is 12, so the height here is going to be 6, and the length is going to be 10. So those 2 points is going to be 10. And right now everything is fully defined. Then let's save the work again, and we're going to revolve. So select the sketch 1, go back to features, then do revolved, and select the axis, which is this line. So select this as axis and say OK. And this is this part. And now we are going to make a hole, because remember there is a hole at here. So we are going to make the hole. And from the previous picture, So it looks like it's just a through-all hole. Okay, a through-all hole. And with the diameter 6. So let's go ahead and try that. And it's going to be this side. And let's go to Hole Wizard. And go to a simple hole. No, I want to resize. Go to a simple hole. And the diameter is going to be 6. And it's through, I don't need this either, so I uncheck this and go through all the options at the end. I don't need this either. And go to position, select the face. I'm going to select this face. And put holes on. So I probably want to put it on the front face. So let's put the holes here first. Then let's decide how to dimension it. So the hole is there. So this hole is supposed to be on the plane. Okay, on the plane. So let's try to add a relation there. So add a relation. And let's select the hole and look at the plane, see which one is better. So top plane is pretty good for us. So we're going to select the top plane and see this point is on the top plane. So we make on the plane, okay, and say okay. And now we are going to give a dimension. So from the, let's look what dimension they give us. So from the point to the surface, the back surface is going to be 12. So let's give that dimension there. So from the point to the surface, the distance is 12. And let's take a look at the hole. Yep, it's fully defined. Let's say OK for the hole. And let's look if it goes through. Yes, it went through. It's great. Then this is this part, and we can save the work. And the last part, we're going to make the screw bar here. And similar thing, we're going to draw the contour and do revolve. And let's go back to SolidWorks and start a new one, a new part, say OK. And the units is right. And let me close this part so it doesn't pop up all the time. Let's go to sketch and select the sketch. And the part is going to be, I'm going to make it on the front plane again. Yeah, and start drawing the part. So I am going to draw from the origin here again. So go up, and go left, go up. And the bar is super long, so I'm going to make it long so the shape won't change when I dimension later. So make it here, and do it one down, and go left. Go here until recognize the origin, then close the shape. Then let's save the work. So we call this part as the screw bar. And save it. And now let's give it dimensions. So it's 10 here, 10 on the other side, and 104 as the total. So let's give a 104 first. So SolidWorks know what the 104 is, how long that is about. So give 104 there. And the top one is, this one is 10. And the other side is 10 as well. And the diameter is going to be 6 and 4, so 3 and 2. So this one is going to be 2 and this one is going to be 3, and this one is going to be 2 as well. And say OK and save the work. So everything is fully defined, and we are going to revolve. So select the sketch 1 and go to features and do revolve the boss or base, and select the axis. So this is going to be the axis. Select that and say OK, and this is the part, and save the work. And that's all we have for this parts. And thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Bye.